Oh, yeah. Ceremonial cracking of the beer. Woo!
All right. Cheers.
Woo! Woo! All right, welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. My name is Tom. I'm a fantasy sports addict.
Hi, Tom.
Howdy.
Woo! My name is Ryan, and
Howdy,
I, too, am a fantasy sports addict.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So this is podcast 60 of Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. We are live. This is fun. We're going to be talking about a couple different things. We're going to be talking about fantasy baseball playoffs, which are now, for most public leagues, already going, and our dynasty leagues, we started, a week earlier. Those are in the championship round, so things are progressing. We have updates. We'll talk about the FSAA leagues. We're going to talk about, speaking of FSAA leagues, we're also going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? NBA hoops.
Woo, yeah. We actually created our official FSAA leagues. We created 3 of them.
We'll talk about that as we get to the end of the podcast, though.
All right, just heads up.
Yeah, but in the meantime, let's start off with the shout-out portion of the program. I'm going to give a shout-out to our good buddy, J Money Smooth.
All right. Thank you, J Money.
Yeah, executive producer of the show. He hit that donate button when we were doing our live stream on Sunday. And thank you.
Also want to give a shout-out to Cyclops Vapors. If you notice, we're always vaping, and we're always vaping Cyclops. Woo!
Woo! I can still see with my one eye. Yeah. All right, so one other little shout-out. Just want to give a little thank you to Santan Brewing in Chandler, Arizona. Thank you. Delicious beer. Devil's Ale, always my favorite. Santan Brewing. Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers. Glug, glug. Oh, we got to go to that brewery. It's going to be like that time when Homer and Barney went to the Duff Brewery.
Oh, man.
Oh, we'll have fun. And apparently they have quite delicious food, I've heard. I haven't been there, but I think, maybe if we keep talking about them long enough, they'll invite us for like a tour. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, no, the Santan Brewery's good. There's one in Chandler, not too far from my.
Easily my favorite beer on the planet. I mean, like for a while I was kind of on Leinenkugels, and Leinenkugels is still good. I like the Shandy's thing, but like, man, I am just, after I met my neighbor, the guy who reps for Santan, and he's like, hey, here's a trunk full of beer. Want some beer? And I'm like, okay, beer. Wow. Do you drink beer? Is the sky blue? Is the Pope Catholic?
Funny hat and like little boys.
Well, all right. I wasn't gonna take it that far, but thank you. Just delicious. Oh, it's Oktoberfest too. I mean, now I don't know if people throughout the country can get this yet. I don't know if it's leaving Arizona. We might be blessed to have a literal local brewing company here, and it's very good. But yeah, if you want to get a shout out, you can always like sponsor our podcast in those sorts of ways. Send us free shit, or hit the donate button. Just like J Money does all the time. And you know what? Honestly, pass the hat, people. Like, don't leave all the heavy lifting for J Money Smooth.
I know, like, all of our addicts, we're all from different financial situations. But, again, you got $1, you got $2. And if you don't have money, you can go and leave us a review on iTunes, and we'll give you a shout out that way.
Also, maybe you got $20 you want to burn? Get yourself an FSAA t-shirt. You can go to Amazon.com, look for Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous, or find it on our website. We have links to it. Get yourself a beautiful Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous t-shirt. Yeah.
I'm wearing mine right now.
I'm wearing an Alien Workshop shirt that's probably 20 years old from when I used to skateboard. So.
Long time ago.
Yep. Anyways, moving on from all the shillery and the shilling that we've been doing.
All right.
Little horn out there for like 5 minutes. Let's get to the news portion. Updates. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so we did the Sunday night live stream. The internet gods and the fantasy gods were a little bit feisty that evening. Luckily, Ryan was able to start the stream on time. That was cool. And
we started a little bit later because I had work Sunday night. So, I mean, Sundays, we're going to try to start it at the beginning of whatever that sporting event is, but
not always. I mean, I was looking for a co-host, but I really couldn't find one. Nobody was available. Andrew has, You know, he had like laryngitis, and Andrew's been really sick, unfortunately, lately. Andrew from Fantasy Aid, by the way, check him out. And then, of course, JD Balla, he was having internet problems and people at his house, and never heard from James. And
well, see, thankfully, I had Bronson go ahead and fill in for you and be the co-host. And, you know, our live stream, we didn't miss a beat because, like, I started it by myself. And, again, I suck at carrying shit on by myself. I don't like to do it. I'm not one of these chatty Cathy types. I'm just like a color man who can, like, hang out on the sidelines, drink beer, and say some funny shit every now and then.
right, or add some analysis. I get it. So Bronson did a good job. Was Bronson driving the show then? I didn't see the first part of the live stream. Obviously, I joined midway, but
I mean, he helped out. He wasn't quite driving it like you would, you know. He's a little Miss Daisy like, kind of like myself.
A couple of Miss Daisies are driving the show.
But again, you know, I was happy to have Bronson. You know, it's always nice just to have somebody to talk to when you're doing this shit.
Well, that's the point of the meeting. I mean, what's the point of a meeting if you're the only one there? You know.
Absolutely.
Like, so that's good. I mean, thanks Bronson for filling in. Jump in somewhere midway, and you know, I just
that's when the live stream got good again. Once you joined in, and good game. We were having fun.
Yeah, I felt like we had a good chat. I felt like it was fun. We talked about a couple different things, and we're talking about how my you know, I guess we'll just transition into fantasy baseball playoffs here. We were mostly talking about how, you know, everybody finished the week. You know, it was the first week of the playoffs for the FSAA leagues and most public leagues, but it was the second week, semifinals round of our dynasty leagues, and I lost. J Money lost. We should have both probably been going on to the final round, but J Money had 17 teams in the playoffs, all 17. It was a straight 17 for 17, perfect 100%, and he just got like rammed in the ass last week. I mean, brutally, like 2 pitchers out. Like one of them like broke their hand in the first inning, got a line drive off the hand. That was Carrasco.
Right. Carrasco, yeah.
And he, like, I mean, again, he couldn't rub any sticks together to get any kind of fire. You know, I mean, he had no wins or something in some league. I mean, it was just bad.
That's just the thing with head to head. It's a fucking cruel mistress.
I hate fucking head to head losses like that. I mean, you know what? I was really fired up Saturday night. I thought I had a chance for a moment on Sunday, but then, you know, our good buddy Flash, his team pulled ahead. Like, not a power hitting team, not a very sexy team, but again, he's one of these win ugly guys, and he had Gene Segura, he had Hanley Ramirez, like 2 of the hottest players on the planet right now, and I just got blown up, man. Gene Segura alone, I mean. So right. J Money's out in my league, I'm out in my league, but you're going to play for a championship in my league. Is this the first time?
I'm gonna say no, but I know I haven't actually won your league.
All right. I haven't won your league since 2007. I haven't won my league since 2007, or was it 2008? I can't remember.
Well, you haven't won since we went to the dynasty. When we switched to the dynasties, you haven't won.
No.
And you were trying for the double dynasty gold.
Well, I was trying.
J Money.
We were both looking for, like, he's not quite clone teams. He's close. He's almost clone teams. I am clone teams, you know. Like, I wanted to take the same team. And, I've been doubted for years. And even at some point, people are like, yeah, I'm curious to see how that plays out. But, you know, just different team, different matchups, different leagues. You know, the outcomes aren't always the same. And the ironic thing is, so J Money and I busted out in my league, but we're playing for the championship in your league. So you're playing for a championship in my league. I'm playing for a championship in your league. I feel like that's the karmic nature of baseball. You know what I mean? You win some, you lose some, but at the end of the day, you're usually breaking even.
Unfortunately, we're not facing each other. We just managed to, like, skirt around. So we don't have that. Like, as much as I'm like, I love the fact that Flash beat you in your league. Like, I still kind of wish it was me as the last piece.
Last stop.
You know, for you to get your clone team championship.
That would have been beautiful. I mean, I'm still hoping for it in your league, but I'm not looking good early. I play in J Money. And actually, I don't think I set my lineups today. Oops. Oh well.
Oh, Tom, you can't be doing that.
Well, I was at a doctor's appointment getting my pacemaker fucked with, so.
That was like at 10 o'clock. You make time. Hey, we got Cubby Noel with us.
Yeah! Hey,
Hey,
nice. So we haven't heard from Cubby Noel in a bit. I wanted to talk to him. I don't know. We gotta get him hanging out. I know he's not a basketball guy, but I'd love it if he would still hang out during basketball season and football season.
well, we also got baseball playoffs. So, for goddamn well, we're going to be live streaming the playoffs because, again, we're going to be watching it anyways. Like, as much as we play fantasy sports and, play 2K17 and all this shit, like, we're constantly watching sports. And when it comes to playoffs, especially baseball playoffs, we're going to be watching every chance we get.
Exactly. Now, I forget the exact number, but there are I think it's around 10 games. It might even be less than 10. I'll have to go back and look. There are 10 games remaining in Vince Scully's broadcasting career, Ryan. That's my rough estimate. I don't know exactly what it is, but his last game is October 2nd. So again, a lot of our guys have the MLB TV.
I was watching the MLB channel today, and they were talking about Vince Scully and talking about a story where Vin was 8 years old and he was walking home and he walked past the laundromat, and it was the New York Giants is the Yankees, and the Yankees were up like 10-2, and he looked and he's like, you know what? I kind of like the underdog, so I'm going to be a Giants fan.
Okay.
And so he grew up as a New York Giants fan.
Okay.
But then, of course, he got the job for the LA Dodgers broadcast. They are Brooklyn Dodgers.
He was still there with Brooklyn.
Yes. Sorry.
He took over for, what was his name? What was the guy's name? Fuck, I can't think of the guy that was before him. Another legendary broadcaster. I can't remember the guy's name. I'm sure Tris would know. Bronson probably knows. He's the mathematical trivia guy. He probably knows who fucking Vince Scully took over for in Brooklyn in the 50s.
But so he, was a Dodgers fan and all that. But it's just kind of fitting. The last game that he's going to broadcast, October 2nd, 10/2/16, 80 years to the day where Vince Scully fell in love with baseball.
Holy shit. All right, where's Tony Gunk when you need him? Talk about that. Where's Tony Gunk?
Oh, because the 80 years to the day.
Well, just the mathematical odds.
I'm sure 10-11 means something.
I'd love to hear his take on that. Tony, chime in, buddy. If you're out there, chime in. Leave us a response. Oh, man, we haven't heard from that guy in a minute. I liked all of his crazy strategy or whatever crazy shit, man.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, it was just very interesting. I like to hear from different people. Oh, man. Yeah, so he was... Wow, 80 years to the day. That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, that really, that's, yeah. And that's...
Vince Scully's a legend. That's all we can say about him.
I mean, honestly, how do you take over for Vince Scully? I can't even think... They should just broadcast their games in silence.
I was just going to say that. Even, just silence.
I don't want to hear anybody else. I mean, they do have a different broadcast crew when they're on the road, right. But I don't like those guys. I don't want to hear what the fuck they have to say.
There's no following up.
I'd rather just have silence and just watch the game happening.
But how sweet would it be where if it is someone who gets him and becomes the next Vin?
I'm sorry, there is no next Vin, because they're gonna replace it with basically the color analyst and the main broadcast guy. It's gonna be like our situation. They're gonna do the 2-man or 3-man broadcast team, or 3-person. Excuse me. Again, there's
right.
They may go a completely non-traditional route. They might have bring in a female announcer. I don't know. Take that chick off of ESPN or something. I don't know. Who knows what the Dodgers will do? But really, there's just no way to fill Vince Scully's shoes.
There's not,
because again, he's the analyst and the play-by-play and the analyst, the color analyst.
Well, it's just the stories he tells in between calling a game. He just weaves it to perfection. And like again, he's great. But everybody already knows that. We just wanted to give Vince Scully some love.
Man, I just honestly I can't. I don't know if I'll ever be able to watch a Dodgers game again. It's like it's actually hard to fathom. And in the last 4 years, I've watched far more Dodgers games than I have Diamondbacks games. I mean, that's just the honest truth, and it's because like when you're
I don't know.
watching,
That last game needs to be like some fucking national holiday where like everybody just stop what you're doing and watch a baseball game.
yeah, it should be on. It should be literally. It's like the fucking
Presidential speech where you
yeah. It's
change
just on
every
every channel,
channel and it's just Vin Scully. And it's not even showing the game. It's just showing Vin Scully work.
man.
He's
Yeah,
just in there calling the game. They don't even show the game. Just show him calling the game.
right. I mean, yeah, it's like State of the Union address. Like Jesus, but I mean, honestly, like as much as we're kind of waxing on about that, it is that big of an event. It's like it's literally earth shattering that Vince Scully will no longer be broadcasting baseball.
It's a sad day. I mean, it's bittersweet. It's sad, but the fact that like he did it for as long as he did,
it's incredible. I mean, it's just but just he's truly one of a kind. There's nobody. There's like I don't know. I mean, again, like think about when the Suns used to do simulcast games where it was like the same feed as the television and the radio. They don't do that anymore with the cable networks. Like the Dodgers the Dodgers games are still simulcast because of Vince Scully.
I mean, how do you not?
Well, I wonder how we don't do it with Al McCoy here in Phoenix, but we don't. No, I'm not even putting Al McCoy in the same stratosphere as Vince Scully, but he's in that like second tier of like
he's
legendary.
The closest thing we got. I mean, again, like Al McCoy went and called the game out right after his wife died.
Right.
And again, speaking of like Vince, like you never work a day in your life if you're doing something you love.
That's true. That's very true. So
that's why they've done it for as long as they had. And it's like, hey, let's take some time off. It's like, no, I don't want to take time off. It's better for me to be there doing what I love. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be at home stressing about it and like, let me call a game.
I wonder if he'll come in for like guest appearances or something here and there. Maybe like a guest game or two. I don't know. Or like you know what I mean? Like I'd like what I think would be interesting? Sitting around Vince Scully's house next year, watching a baseball game with him. Like is he still talking? You know what I mean? Like is he just still?
You know what they need to do? Honestly, they need to turn. No, they need to turn the broadcast booth at Dodger Stadium into a Vince Scully memorial.
Like, just get a whole new broadcast booth now.
Yeah, like his booth.
It's a museum.
Where he called all his games. Exactly.
It's a museum.
A statue or some sort of replica of Vince Scully sitting there calling the game.
Ooh, yeah. And then they they bronze his chair and like maybe make like a wax Vince Scully or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if that was our stadium, that's what we would be doing.
Like nobody else is fit to sit in this booth.
No.
Like, sorry, this booth is now closed. It's a monument. It's a museum, and it will never tear down Dodger Stadium as a result. And if we have to, we're moving this and putting in the new one. Man, yeah, it's that big though. I mean, all right. So I think we went on about Vince Scully a little bit there. We're kind of a tangential thing. Let's get back to the fantasy baseball playoffs.
Yeah, sorry. It happens.
We were just talking about how we're going to be hanging out, still talking baseball, even when baseball's the fantasy baseball season's over. Now let's get into, all right, so we still got this. We got some pretty hot matchups in the FSAA Dynasty League. Like, this is I mean, we're in the semifinals here, and so we got Andrew for Fantasy Aid going against J Money Smooth, Justin.
Great fucking matchup right there. Can't have two better managers.
And of course, our buddy Cubby Knoll, James, Cubs fan, going against our other Cubs fan, Reverend Nate Dogg. Right now, Reverend Nate Dogg's getting fucked out the window 8-0. But I like that matchup. That's a hilarious matchup. It's like Cubs fan against Cubs fan. They both have a lot of Cubs players. So I mean, like I think there's some gaming going on. Like Cubs trades were trying to be made and then not made. Like I think a lot of it was based around Wilson Contreras, and James is like, no fucking way, get the fuck out.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good matchup. But again, you can't read into the 8-0 like.
Well, it's Tuesday, yeah, obviously.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess if we're basing it off of my week last week, we could read into it. Oops. But that's in a different league, and that's in the past. I have full confidence. I mean, J Money did get dinged up pretty hard last week. I mean, he's lost players. Obviously, Fantasy 8 and our buddy Reverend Nate Dogg, Cardinals fan and Cubs fan. Again, more interesting matchup there. Like, if they happen to move on, a little Midwest rivalry going on, or if James moves on, Midwest rivalry. Not discounting Justin.
Again, they were all. I mean, it was a great league. It really was. Like this dynasty league is pretty fucking tits.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, I was getting shit. Like Bronson was asking me why I played up, and I didn't play up. Like my team just didn't suck. I mean, I've got players that are producing. I mean, I've got fucking Gary Sanchez.
There you go.
Like I've got Gary Sanchez. Okay, like that's all that's going on there. I got Gary Sanchez. I've had like prospect call ups, and I got a decent pitching staff. Nothing amazing, but like it's one of those things where like I didn't play up. It's just I'm not tanking. This team has already enough depth and prospects. Like I'm out of like tanking's for the fucking birds. I mean, do your initial draft, get young players, get pieces as the season goes along, make pickups. But I mean, this whole tanking thing, I'm kind of, I don't know.
Tommy the Tank has derailed. Woo
woo! The treads came off the tank. You know what I mean? I got out of the tank. I like, you know what I mean? Like if you're driving one of those tanks and like the treads fell off, and you're like, oh fuck, it looks like I'm walking.
I mean, sometimes you mortgage the future to go for it all, and then you have to hit a reset button. But like, again, don't go hard tank.
It's whatever. It's whatever. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just not something I'm like. I don't embrace it the same way I maybe used to, and a lot of that had to do with Oscar Taveras dying. Like I don't know why, but so there's that. Now, let me get to the other FSAA leagues if I can, since we're talking about that. Now, there's assorted public leagues that we're all playing in. And, like, you beat me in one of the public leagues in the, what was it, the first round? Was it the first round or the semifinal round?
First round.
Okay, so I'm out. I'm going to get, like, 5th place or whatever the fuck. Like, all right, whatever. Again, similar players. I lost Garrett Cole. Kind of losing Garrett Cole has hurt me bad, but I'm not going to complain because I've seen what J Money's lost. So
it happens.
In the FSAA head-to-head snake, we have got semifinals consisting of, let's see, James and our buddy Blue, who we haven't seen in a while. He's still active. I just haven't heard or seen from Blue in a while. So,
where you at, Blue?
Blue, where you at, buddy? But so James is in first place going into the playoffs there. And
all right, what league is this?
This is the head-to-head snake, the head-to-head FSAA league.
Okay.
And basically, like, I would expect this is going to come down to JD Balla and James. We have Air Awesome, who is John, and I don't remember. Like, I don't know who John is. John was in the basketball league, I guess, too, and I don't know. Like, we haven't heard from him or seen him, and so
I think that's actually Pro Sons. Is it like not? He's one of our original managers, maybe.
No, it's not Woot. Woot's Pro Sons.
Oh, okay. Well, Flash isn't Flash a John? Maybe.
I don't think that's Flash.
No, I don't know
because the logo's. All right, so John, whoever John is. Sorry, John. We don't remember who you are because you haven't come by in a long time. But I do expect, I would expect that this comes down to JD Baller and James They both had first and second, so they had bye weeks going into this. That's just my prediction. Not a tough prediction to make. Then, of course, in the auction Roto League, what are you sipping there? You're gurgling.
This is the only thing we ever gurgle when we're doing a podcast. This is Santan.
Yummy. What kind?
The Hefe.
Ooh, yummy. Nice. I saw that was on sale. They've got Devil's Ale on sale around here lately, and all kinds of stuff on sale. But then the Moon Juice. For some reason, it's like $45 for a 6-pack. I don't know why.
Yeah, the Moon Juice is the most expensive, but
it's the most delicious.
Woo, Moon Juice.
Moon Juice. Hey, if a beer is called Moon Juice and comes in a like super futuristic can, you know it's good.
It is good.
All right, so JD,
James, they're gonna go for the head-to-head snake championship.
Well, and same thing in the Roto. So it's like JD's pretty much got.
I think JD's got the Roto in the bag.
Yeah,
at this
JD
point.
Baller's got the Roto, and then James, he's got second place, and then behind him it's basically Tris. So I mean, Tris could move up and take over James, but I don't expect that to happen. They've been close.
Well, I mean, again, he just lost 2.5 points. Like, yeah, no, 2 and 3 is anybody's.
But I still think it's probably going to end up some combo of. Well, we know how this one's going down. I mean, I'm still calling it. It's going to be JD, James, Sober Metrics, and Weird Uncle Tris. But then a good showing, a nice strong showing from Andrew from Fantasy Aid, Roto Blades, right? You and I are kind of down in the shit. Like, I'm like trying to get out. I'm trying to move up to 7th, and you're like trying to move up to 9th, basically.
I'm not even trying to do anything. Like, honestly, you know, like, yeah, we should have had better showings, but like, again, I've gone on and on about, especially this team right here. Like, man, I just got dicked.
Yeah, you got fucked. I mean, that happens. Things happen. But so, all right, let's go to the Fantasy Aid Money League. Okay. Right now, I'm moving up past. Maybe I'll move into 9th or 7th place. Yay! But so again, this is Andrew's Fantasy Aid League. Right now, he's 9-0 on Kung Fu Panda, and I don't know who we talked about this last week. I don't know who Jaime Ramos is.
No.
And then Auto Crap, that's you.
Woo! Craptastic, craptacular.
Ryan was out picking up crap, literally actual shit, dog shit in his yard, and while he was out picking up dog shit, he forgot Andrew's Money League was drafting. But I see you've gotten some good news with several of your players. Obviously, Evan Longoria with a career year. McCutcheon's kind of a bust, but you got good shit out of Braun and Blackman. Kemp was better than advertised. Suspended.
Altuve,
Altuve, obviously. Chris
and then, of course, adding, Trey Turner.
Gary Sanchez.
And again, like, this wasn't an entire – I missed, like, the first half of the draft. So a lot of this, later players or players I drafted.
Your pitching is nasty. I mean, like, nasty, like, actual, like, gross. It's disgusting. Like, it's terrible. But you've managed to get by. Like, basically, like, Johnny Cueto is your best pitcher. But, again, auto draft, like, you came in halfway through the draft. So
my draft, they took nothing but outfielders. Like, I came back and, like, I had a team full of outfielders.
And then another one of Andrew's buddies, Christopher, is in 3rd place. That's the guy you're playing. He's up 5-3 on you right now. But I would not be surprised to see that league come down to Ryan and Andrew, perhaps. I'm
hoping so, goddamn it, Andrew. Woo!
I mean, right? You guys fighting over from now. What's the payout on that? What's the payout when if you guys one of you should win?
You'll have to ask Andrew. I'm not 100%. It was only a $20 buy-in, so like
it wasn't. Yeah,
we're not too interested in the money as much as we are like
the camaraderie, a good league.
Kicking
shit
ass.
Talking. Yeah.
Especially beating Andrew. Like, again, like I love Andrew. Andrew's great to have on the website. Okay, 150 for winner and 100 for second place.
That ain't bad. So both of you guys, if you both move up.
Well, I mean, again, I got to win up. Otherwise, I get nothing.
Okay. Well, but that ain't bad. I mean, so, hey, that's a fresh keg of ale juice.
Woo, yeah.
Woo, yeah. Hot damn.
Yeah.
Hot Cosby.
Slow Cosby.
All right, so let's move on to JD Ballers League. It's the keeper league. I don't remember how many we keep. I
think it's only like 8. It's not nothing too many.
You're in 5th place or 15th
Really?
place. No, you're 15th place. Excuse me.
No, yeah.
Andrew's in 5th place. Excuse. I was a little begging my dead there. I don't know.
Oh yeah, look at
Ryan's
me.
in 15th. Bronson's like doing better than you. Bronson's got 10 points on you.
But that just means I'm doing better than him because first pick, here I come.
All right, and I'm like 12th place. So we did not show well in JD Ballers League, but from now on, important leagues will now be put onto the main account. No more like for me, I'm out on side accounts. You know, I like side accounts. You know, I mean, I'm just so like, you know what I mean? Like, really, come on, Yahoo, please, more than 8. Like, give me 10. How about 10?
I know you complain about the side accounts, but like for me, it's not very difficult to switch between the two of them. Like you just go to your profile, drops down. Okay, now I want to switch to my All Hail the King of Darkness profile.
I don't want to do that though.
Again,
that's 2 separate email accounts I have to check.
It took as long as like switching from one league to the next.
I did that to switch over and look at these leagues, but I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this much, by God. I'm not having it. I'm protesting. First of all right, I'm protesting 2 things.
Oh my goodness.
I'm protesting Fantrax generally, and we'll get to that in a minute. And I'm protesting Yahoo with their 8 teams. I mean, come on, give me 12. 10, 12, 16 would be ideal. 16 would be just the fucking bee's knees, you know?
What do we want?
16 teams!
When do we want it?
Right now, god damn it!
Woo!
Woo! All right, so JD Ballers League, I mean, like, there's not a lot of us, like, really in this. Like, J Money's on a side account. He's in 4th place. I don't know who Balking Dead is here. Evan.
Okay, Evan's an addict.
So we got addicts, outhouse rats. I'm not sure who that is. That's John again. Again, John, we've forgotten who you are because you're never around anymore. And then Duff Beer, that's Brian. I have not.
But I think this is the John that sent us an email wanting to join our basketball leagues this year.
Oh, okay, all right.
So he's just lurking. He's still there. He's still active, but he's just not on our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com.
So Balking Dead's got 161 points. Behind him is 156.5. That's John. And so Evan looks like he's going to take the league. And J Money, maybe J Money can move up into medal territory, but looking at his team, it looks like, that's going to be a long truck haul. I don't know. I mean, he's got Fernandez going, but I don't know. Fernandez burned me so hard last week. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, at this point in Roto, it's mostly set. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I love rotisserie leagues.
There's just not enough games unless you're
like going for a specific like stat category where you're like you know what I mean. Like if you can move up.
Down on steals, but I managed to get like 3 steals guys, and there's a whole bunch of clusterfuck that I'm hoping to jump over.
So you could jump up like 5-6 points or something like that just by moving up
10 stolen bases.
10 stolen bases, yeah. So yeah, like there are still ways to like put yourself in contention and win Roto leagues. You just got to pay attention to like what your stat categories are.
I just want to emphasize and say again how difficult these fantasy sports addicts leagues are. Like these leagues are easily the toughest, most cutthroat leagues I've ever been in.
When Ryan's in last place, it's a tough league.
Yes.
I mean, even with a keeper scenario, you know what I mean? Going in on a first-year keeper setting, like even with that, that's still, you're still in trouble. This is a tough league.
That keeper league was ridiculous. That was one of those leagues where Bronson came in and took nothing but fucking prospects in the first few rounds, and then he ended up getting replaced.
So Erica Kane got replaced. That's not even Bronson anymore. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
But whoever took over kept the Erica Kane name for some reason. Why?
Because he doesn't want it to reflect on how poorly the draft went because he didn't draft him.
So it's like but we all know
I
that.
don't know.
All right, whatever. Joe, I don't know where Joe replaced him. Was this because JD's always on
Reddit.
what's it called? Reddit, yeah. So that's probably
but now our website is more forum based, so we're hoping we can start finding replacement managers from our homepage on our website.
that'll be a good place to get them. FantasySportsAddicts.com. Yeah. All right. Do we got any chat? Anybody commenting anything on the YouTube chat? Little break here. Let's take a breather.
Andrew from Fantasy Aid was talking about for the multiple or the side accounts. He uses different browsers, so he never has to log out of any email account.
All right, so do I. But let me tell you this. I'm lazy. I don't want to. I don't want to have to. Out of general goddamn I'm a very principled person, believe it or not. And if I have a principle about something, like not going to Diamondbacks games, even though they're my favorite team, I haven't gone in 4 years. I refuse to go until they fix this shit, until they stop killing bees during spring training. Things like that. Whatever. So I have weird principles. So generally, out of principle, when you have to have 4 Yahoo accounts to equal 1 goddamn ESPN account, that's not reasonable.
Well, okay, so
I don't want to play 30 teams. I don't want to play 30 teams, but if I could have at least like 12 or 16, that's plenty. That gives me some operating room because, you get into your dynasty leagues, and then you got a winners league, and then we've got 3 FSAA leagues. You know what I mean? You're filled up. You're already done. It's like, well, what if I wanted to do, my own thing or something else? There's no room for experimentation or funny teams like the Billy Hoyle team or.
But that's what your side account's for, and
yeah, but I don't want to have to do that.
I know you don't want to, but we have to.
But I don't want to.
Well, but then we're all going to be drafting, but you're full on drafts or leagues at this point. So
I'm not full. I'm saving space. I have 7, and I'm saving space. This is basketball. I'm saving space for my winners league, okay?
Well, so that means you're full. And if I want to, I might even jump in a draft right after we get done with this podcast. I'm just going to go to my side account and jump in a fucking public league and draft.
Well, all right.
So you can have your principles, and I'm going to have my goddamn fun drafting.
Yeah, but that's what a mock draft is for. I mean, all right. So here's the thing.
Mock drafts suck.
Yeah, unless they're full and good.
Yeah, if you manage to get a mock draft full of addicts, and yeah, it's a good mock. But generally, when you join a mock, you're in the 4th round, and there's like 4 of you, and they're still drafting.
Let me ask you this, or let me just put this out there. If somebody can come up with a compelling argument as to why I should go beyond my own principles and my own means, listen, a man's got to know his limitations. Or a woman, but a person, a fantasy addict. You've got to know your limits. You don't want to overdose. Now, where J Money had 17 teams in the fantasy baseball playoffs, and he had some bad weeks, and he got rammed in the ass on a lot of injuries and just weird shit, he's actually relieved because now he can focus. It's it's much more contained, and so he's able to focus on the good ones, the good leagues, or like where he can still win, and it's a relief in some capacity because that is a lot of teams to manage, especially when you're talking about multiple sports at the same time, the way we are right now, where we're talking like hockey, basketball, and football while we're finishing up baseball. Like, good Christ. So,
oh my goodness.
So for me, I'm starting to recognize limitations. I don't want to overdose. I had fantasy overdose for baseball.
I did too. I mean, again, it wasn't just baseball. It was just everything in general where like basketball was over and I'm still drafting basketball and the football's coming around and it's just
like we missed football because we're still drafting basketball.
We're addicts and like we overdosed there for a minute.
Well, let me talk about a real addict. I mean, this guy's like the fucking Chris Farley of fantasy baseball addicts. JD Baller's got like, what was it, 20 teams? 27 teams?
JD, I don't know how the fuck he does it.
I don't either. But again, he picks up lost teams and lost dynasty leagues and lost dynasty teams like they're stray cats. So, I mean,
crazy league guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's like throwing leagues around, like jumping into crazy teams. But I don't know.
the Simpsons crazy cat lady is.
Yeah. I don't know how to I just, you know what I mean? Like I'm prone to bouts of like other types of insanity. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, life got in the way. You know, like Andrew had some trouble with that this week. I want to talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
Like Andrew's our buddy from from Fantasy 8, Andrew, he's been kind of sick lately, and like I don't know exactly the specifics. I mean, I talked to him Sunday, and he had he'd lost his voice and stuff. And
we don't need to get into the specifics. He's just been feeling shitty for a couple weeks.
Okay, so shit sucks, and he's kind of missing out. Like he hasn't been able to be maybe as active, especially like on YouTube or our website, and he does what he can. Plus, he's in school, so he's got all this shit to juggle. And it's like, I mean, like life comes before fantasy. And so there was this mistake made. And again, let me go back. This is the Fantrax thing I was going to complain about. I fucking hate Fantrax. Fuck Fantrax. And I know that's not a popular opinion these days, but fuck Fantrax. Our buddy Andrew from Fantasy Aid, at Fantasy Aid 1 on Twitter, was in this 20-team league, 20-team baseball league, and they were in, I guess it was the first round. And he played some manager, and they have a starts limit. So it's not an innings limit. It's not like a max moves, but you're limited. It's basically, I guess it sounds like a gentleman's agreement. You can only start 12
which is a problem right off of the bat. Like if you set up rules where it's based around like gentleman agreements and mistakes, like again, why not just do a max acquisitions or moves and like, okay.
Or a max innings. A max innings takes care of it. A maximum innings per week, that takes care of it. They let you set minimum innings. They let you set maximum innings. So I think to me that takes care of it mathematically. But I did hear at some point possibly that the commissioner did set this within Fantrax's own settings. Still allowed to have. Basically, what happened was Andrew started one more guy. He started 13 starting pitchers by mistake.
12.
An honest mistake, and ended up winning. I guess it was recalculated that if he hadn't started Matt Moore in his 7-inning, 11 strikeout game, that he would have lost, what was it, like 9-10? I don't know what it was. But anyways, this is apparently a super strict league, and this genius motherfucking commissioner has 3 other commissioners with him. So he has 3 co-commissioners. And now let me just say this. First of all, if you need that many commissioners to manage, like help you manage a league, you should not be commissioning a league. Either you need to, like, if it's too much for you, reduce your league size, or like you shouldn't even be commissioning at all, because one commissioner should be able to handle a 20-team league. Now, in our case, we usually do co-commish just so, like, because Ryan and I have alternating schedules a lot. Like, it's just like if something happens at night, Ryan can take care of it if he's on his night, and vice. It just makes it easier.
Is good. I mean,
it's always good to have, like a co-commission, especially with somebody you trust.
Even like a trade committee for like a deeper league.
Yeah, like you got we have what we call our circle of trust. Essentially, like we have these managers. Like if there's ever a dispute or like a question about changes we're going to make with the league or something like that, we have our longtime managers or managers we trust. We go to them and we ask their opinions. They're not necessarily commissioners, but because we've had them so long or because we respect their abilities and their advice, we'll ask them. But
yeah, so
like it's 4 divisions. There's a commissioner for each division, which is absurd. So like you've got to manage these, like what, 5 other teams too, or like 4 other teams in that division. That's fucking stupid. Like I think that's just a little bit overcomplicating things.
Well, but when you got like gentlemen's agreements and like people fucking playing police and all that bullshit.
Well, it's keep it simple, stupid. Like you're fucking complicating this shit. Now, so there was this whole uproar over Andrew starting one more player.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, there was a lot of discussion, and originally it was going to be that he would have to trade, I believe, some prospects to the manager that lost as like a compensation, and then he would continue on with the playoffs and blah, blah, blah. But then it was revoted, and then it would be draft picks as compensation, and then that was revoted. And so what it came down to is he was disqualified from the playoffs, so he had already moved on to the next round, the semifinals round, I believe. And so they took away his co-commish status. which was fucking stupid because honestly, like, if you have Andrew as a co-commish
and you're
like,
taking away from him, shame on you. Shame on
your league up. Like that was stupid as shit.
Andrew, he's got admin privileges on our website. He's got ability to kick people from our YouTube chat. Like Andrew, like if you have a problem with Andrew being a co-commish, I don't want to be in your goddamn league.
No. And so he's managed to like keep his cool this whole time. So what's going to happen?
I mean, if that happened to Tom, like Tom would be fucking throwing Molotov cocktails
like through the commissioner's window. Like I'd go to his house and firebomb it. Now, all right, let's continue with what happened here. Okay, so not only was he disqualified and forced to step down as co-commish, they are now replaying the semifinals round. So the team he beat in the first round is moving on and replaying the guy that Andrew, I guess, beat this week. Now that is, all right, so to me, it's one of those things. Like if you had it set in Fantrax and somehow Fantrax fucked up, like I don't know why Andrew was able to go over 12 starters if it was a setting, but he was able to. Somehow that happened. Andrew was very forthright. He wasn't intentionally cheating. It's not like he started 25 pitchers. And he even automatically, like, volunteered to, like, step down and be disqualified and do all this. Like, if I've got a manager coming to me like that over something that small, somebody like Andrew, and, like, it's immediately, like, forthright, like, as a commish, I'm letting it lie. I'm going to play it where it lies because the upheaval, like we talked about, of replaying now the second round. All right, you had a great point about not just Andrew's matchup being replayed, but the other managers.
Right. I mean, because some dickhead didn't follow the gentleman's agreement, and
you just called you called Andrew a dickhead. That's maybe a bit spicy.
I wasn't not Andrew. This is just a metaphorical, generic dickhead. Okay. All right. It's not directed to Andrew.
Well, he may not even know Andrew, so maybe he does. Maybe that's what
I'm just saying. If you're in a league and you're this other, team, and some dickhead doesn't follow the league rules, gentleman agreement, like how the hell does it get vote where I got to play the same motherfucker again?
If you just
I beat you, I should be playing in the championship. What happened to that other round? Like, fuck you. I follow that. I didn't set my, our over start motherfuckers.
Right. Well, this is one of those things. So now if the results are different, what do you do there? Like, that's insanity. That sort of upheaval is why you just play it where it lies. Like, again, path of least resistance as a commissioner is often the best move. I know. Like, yeah, the other guy who got fucked over, but again, if he had seen that Andrew was starting more guys, he probably should have started a few more guys himself too. But I have no idea. If the commissioner actually said it within the settings of Fantrax, to me, this is on Fantrax, and if I was the commissioner, I'd be pissed as shit, but I'd be like, what do you guys want me to do? I can't, redo the whole playoffs, which he's actually doing, which is fucking absurd as shit.
Kind of cool that you can do that on Fantrax, but the fact that you have to, and it was even an option, and you had rules where you might have to do some stupid shit.
You're overcomplicated. That's fucking dumb as shit. But I will give Andrew this. Yes, I would have. If I was in Andrew's position, I would in Fantrax. You can actually just
quit the league.
You can just quit. You can just quit the league. So you're not
you don't have to wait to get replaced and cause a storm. Yeah, you can just fuck it. So you would have quit. You would have probably I
would have walked.
Made the most fucking fucked up comment you could have ever imagined.
Oh yeah,
message board on your way out.
I would have gone berserk and but there was comment made that if I was on the other end of that, I would have done the same thing, which is possibly true too. Although, you know what, as a commissioner myself, I recognize that sometimes things happen and really, it's not, it's not it's not like the guy had a massive win. The way Andrew described it, it sounds like he barely lost minus that start. And so, yeah, but if you're you're arguing about fifth place or third place basically, so I don't know. I mean, it's just
well, but someone went back and went through every day and okay, Monday, okay, there's 2 starts. Tuesday, 1 start. Thursday he had 6 starts because he made a couple of moves. Sunday, 13 starts. Commish. Andrew didn't follow the rules.
Like when you're a kid in school, like, ooh, I'm gonna tell. Like you're.
That's the kid that we take back out at lunch and fucking beat his ass.
Beat the shit out of. Yeah, smack him in the testicles with a shoe. No, honestly though, I think Andrew actually self-reported. Like, I think Andrew that's and all the more reason why I would not have taken Andrew out of the fucking playoffs or removed his co-commish. Like, if the guy self-reports, you're going to take his co-commish away? Are you fucking high?
See, oh my Andrew, you would be that guy we'd be taking out back and kicking the shit out of in middle school. What? I got to play this guy again? I'm not in the finals because you self-reported about a gentleman's rule?
Yeah. I'm not replaying.
No, Andrew didn't self-report. He had no idea.
Okay, well, because again, he
doesn't know who reported it, but yeah, someone
sick. Somebody went and told him
tattletaled and like,
God damn it, that's so annoying. As a commissioner, is that not like that's really annoying? Like the tattling thing.
That's when you replace the guy who tattles. Like, yeah, shut the fuck up. You're out of here.
Oh, shit. But no, I mean, all right, it's like the season finale of Walking Dead last season, I mean, yeah, took it like a champ. I mean, that's Andrew, the consummate professional. I mean, really, like, that was an honest mistake. The dude's sick. Like, he, disqualify himself.
See, like, I know I'm a lot more cool guy than you are, but I still would have fucking flipped the shit out over that shit.
Well, I'm surprised the other teams that have to replay aren't. Like the one guy who lost last week's probably like, woohoo!
Oh yeah, walking on sunshine. Whoa, fantasy god, thank you.
Second chance of redemption, but no, I mean, fuck.
No. See, that's not even like a fantasy guy. That's a guy who like fantasy sold his devil. Kids in the hall to the fantasy Satan.
Oh yeah, he sold his soul some. Oh man, but fucking Andrew got hammered, and that's bullshit, dude. I know you like that dynasty team. I would walk on that league. That commish is a fucktard. I'm sorry, like that's just fucking stupid. And I think JD's in that league too. I mean, I'd like to see. I'd like to see them both take a knee. Just bail, just out of principle, because that's fucking lame. That's just terrible commissioning, honestly. Like, which is more of an upheaval or more damaging to the league? Replaying a semifinals round of the playoffs, or just telling the guy that lost or barely won minus him?
Well, I mean, again, it was found out after the fact. If it was caught right away, then Andrew could have been disqualified. They could have played the second round with the guy that Andrew beat in it.
Right, but it's one of those things. Like, which causes more upheaval to your league? And the commish?
Now, commissioners. Why we're talking about Fantrax and how shitty it is? They don't have a tiebreaker. It's just a random flip of a coin, essentially. If you tie in the playoffs, it's completely random. And so J Money and JD just got fucked out the window because of the goddamn tiebreaker.
Wow.
Like, how do you not have a fucking playoff tiebreaker?
Wow. Okay, you know what? Fantrax is poison, and I don't know why Josh Lloyd's talking about him so much, but ugh.
He's getting that coin. We broke up with Fantrax.
For a good fucking several number of reasons. Jesus fucking
it was tempting. It was,
we were tempted.
Don't stick your dick in crazy.
No, because then you're gonna have to pay for that later. Oops. Yep. Oops. 16 years later, a divorce and a kid. You're like, oops. Yeah. So fuck Fantrax. And Andrew, you're professional. You're a better man than I. I mean, honestly, like, I literally would have threatened the commissioner's life and threatened to burn his house down, and literally, it would have been. I don't know. I mean, again, so you guys see me when I'm containing my rage. You haven't seen me let loose yet.
Oh,
Ryan has.
No, I mean, again, they have when that hangout hunter sniped your hangout.
Oh yeah, and I was dropping hard Fs,
hard Rs.
I was
Oh,
dropping
no,
hard
just
R's.
hard
I
Fs.
think it was just hard F's. Although apparently it's still somewhat socially acceptable. I just don't like to do it. I don't know.
Whatever.
But yeah, again, I might have even dropped a few hard F's. He ordered Chardonnay. What was I supposed to do?
So, anyways, next week we'll talk more about the playoffs
The
and
results, the championships, and
doing into the season kind of recap about best drafts, best pickups, worst fucking busts. I don't know.
I feel
We'll
like
have fun with that.
yeah, it'll be fun. We'll talk a little shit too, because again, we got championships, and I mean, well, you're gonna be gone. You're gonna be out of town for what, 2 weeks?
Just a week.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a co-host next week, but I'll still talk. Hopefully, you lose in my league and I win in your league, and I can just gloat while you're gone and not have you, you won't be able to do anything about it.
No.
That'll be funny. No. Well, maybe we'll have a wrap up after you get back. We should. I don't know. I think the fact that both of us are playing for championships in each other's leagues, like, good luck to us and J Money and Flash. But
although I'm really hoping you get a 2 and a 4.
yeah, no, people keep talking about that 2 and a 4.
24.
I like 13 better. I like that I'm playing J Money for third place and first place. Like, yeah. I like that I'm still playing J Money. Like,
yeah, double J Money. Like, I kind of want to side bet on those.
Well, side action.
13 or 24. Like,
what if it's 14 or 23?
Then you both lose.
We'll have to come up with a little side action. We'll think of that as the week goes on. But yeah, so that's enough fantasy baseball. Let's talk fantasy basketball real quick, because we just opened up the 3 FSAA leagues.
Hell yeah, we did. We've actually been getting people on Twitter and our YouTube and emailing us through our website, asking when these leagues are going to open up.
Well, they're open, bitch.
Woo! We just created them before we did our podcast.
So we have the FSAA yearly, year-to-year, head-to-head redraft setup, 14 teams. All these leagues are 14 teams, okay? We have the Auction Roto. That is a redraft league. Shut up. And then we have – this one's going to be the good one. I think we just kind of made an executive decision. If you don't like auction, you don't want to be in the Dynasty League. But given the scenario of a first-year draft in a Dynasty League, Snake, okay. But, like, when you're talking about rookies or, like Karl Anthony Towns or, just stuff like that, in an auction draft for a first-year Dynasty, it's fair. It's literally like everybody has a shot at that player, right? But are you willing to go $1 higher than that next guy who wants them or that next manager who wants them? So you just
exactly.
It's fair. And then the money thing, like, get the guys you want, spend the way you want it. Just get your core, get the players you want, and fill out your roster. I mean, it's one of those things. I think it's the most effective way to.
And honestly, like, I don't care. I just love auctions more than Snake. There's just so much more, like, strategy.
You got the sickness, buddy.
I got that action sickness. Yeah.
I think I found a good vein here that won't collapse. Yeah. Because a couple of my other ones
Speaking
did.
of
collapse vein.
I kind of want to get into a auction draft after this podcast.
An auction draft or we were talking about doing a winners league at 8 p.m. West Coast.
Okay, or is that still an option?
Well, I think it's still an option. I mean, how many addicts out there? I know most of our addicts are East Coast, but how many addicts out there have winners options, winners leagues that you can play?
I'm sure all of us have multiple winner leagues options.
Well, I was going to say there's a winners league tonight at 8 p.m. West Coast that we could fill up and take over. And I mean, that's a hell of a winners league if you ask me. All full of addicts.
Full of addicts.
Show those fucks what's up.
Now, real fast, just because we were talking about our official FSAA leagues.
Where can we find them?
Well, what you got to do is come to our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com, and you'll see the form where under the fantasy basketball leagues, like, there's the 3 leagues that we have. If you want to get an invite, just leave your email, make a reply on our forum topic on fantasysportsaddicts.com. And then we'll send you an invite, and then you'll be able to join.
Now, one of them, did we post the link in the Roto?
I did not.
Okay, so basically it's, just leave a message if you want an invite, and we're going to be a little bit selective this year. We had a little bit of drop-off in our FSAA head-to-head league. I think that was the only one we did last year, actually. So we're gonna be a little more selective maybe this year. Just want to make sure we got a good league. I think at this point, my boobs feel exceptionally large today, but
Ow!
yeah. Otherwise, yeah, at this point, we want to be selective, make sure we got the best leagues we possibly can have. I'm just a little out of it because they lowered my heart rate today. It was 95 and they lowered it to 80. I'm all like, woo, what's going on? So,
all right. So yeah. I posted a league to the Join Winners League. Are we joining? Are we doing a draft in a few hours?
Let's see what the interest is. I mean, again, this is in 3 hours.
We got JD and we got J Money, and like honestly,
are they both interested?
They're me.
Yeah, that's enough for me too. All right, fuck it. If they're in, do they know what it is? I mean, did you show the link to the? It's basically the first.
I did. J Money just said that he can't click on that from my phone, but I trust that J Money can get there and be able to join that at some point.
Yeah, basically just go to the basketball page and
competition level, drop down winner, filter league. It's league 28800 live head to head tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 11 p.m. Eastern. Sorry for you East Coast guys.
But if you can do it East Coast, 11 o'clock, let's fucking do this shit.
And it's a winners league.
Let's do this. Whoa. Okay, so winner, draft type, live draft. Bam, looking at it.
All right, we got Rice. Rice, you should have a winners league.
Rice, Reese, yeah, he should, hopefully. 28800. 28800. League 28800. It's a winners league, so you have to have won a public league on Yahoo last year. Yahoo winner 28800.
And I'll post the information on our website as soon as we get done here. We got a few hours, so if you're watching this late,
we got 3 hours to go.
So
that'll be good shit. Now I'm excited.
Yeah. Well,
all right, so I guess that's it.
We'll create the live stream so it's there hanging out.
Oh shit, dicks! We're doing it live. Whoa! Fuck it, we'll do it live.
How do we not live stream a winners draft?
I don't know.
Hopefully it fills up. Right now, there's only one manager in that league, but I'm hoping if the addicts going and we start saying winners draft, people will show up.
The people will show up. Yeah, that's how you hear the word draft. You come to fantasysportsaddicts.com, you get in a draft. Woohoo! All right, well, that's enough. I think that's enough for today. Do we have any other final questions or comments from the peanut gallery?
Oh, JD's got to check. He may not have won a basketball league last year.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Well, then I'm out.
All right, come by our website. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Everybody after this podcast, if you're listening live, go to fantasysportsaddicts.com. If you want to jump in.
It doesn't have to be a winners league, and I got the sickness. I want to draft.
Draft sickness.
You don't have to draft.
All right. Well, we'll see. Again, I'm not sure I want to do side accounts. Like, I want Yahoo to bend before I do. I want them to add more teams on my main account.
Again, you cannot bend and hold up to
my principles.
Grace!
Sorry.
And I'm going to be drafting.
That's fine.
All right. God. Please let me find the best managers for my home league. Send the courage to kick out shitty managers that don't belong in them, and the wisdom to know the difference between a good league and a good manager compared to a shitty league that you want to come all over their tits and tell them to get the fuck out. And I mean, get the fuck out.
Literally, Andrew, you should get the fuck out of that crappy league. Same thing for you, JD. I know you like your teams. I'm sure your teams are great, but fuck that commission. Fuck that league.
All right, and so we're not going to do a winners draft after this because we got no J Money, no JD, or no Rice. But we can go ahead and jump in a non-winners league without Tom.
Well, maybe I'll do a side account. I don't know.
I mean, that's on you.
Come by the website and convince me that I want a side account. How about that?
Woo!
Woo! All right, so now I got to delete a fucking team here. But yeah, fantasysportsaddicts.com is the website. Hit us up on Twitter at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter A at FSAA. Also, please hit that donate button on YouTube. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes and leave us a review. Also, if you want an FSAA t-shirt, Amazon.com. Look for Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. Thank you for listening to Podcast 60. We'll see you guys again next week. Woo-hoo-hoo!